Shalom, 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 peace, peace, peace. Shabbat shalom, family. What's going on? I'll give y'all a few minutes to come on in, and at the same time, I'm still doing a little maintenance on my side. Some technical things happening. Just give me a minute. I'll be right with y'all. Shabbat shalom to Naamawad, Shaq, and the family. Kohaf shalom to you, good brother. Shabbat shalom to y'all. Bayan Shakal in the house. Shalom to you and the family. Shabbat shalom, man. Blessings to you. It's gonna be a slow day today, y'all. YouTube done managed to crash the party over at the MOTC channel again. It's almost like, they got to hit us up a couple times a year, man. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let the rest of the Saints come on in. Whoever can find us over here at the IQ channel or are accustomed to logging on both or checking both channels or getting notified by both, then you're going to find out that DSTM is still riding. Despite the hate from YouTube, we're still riding. Shalaki, y'all. I'm just trying to download this video off of my cloud so I can make room for this one to be recorded. There's one lesson learned, when the first channel that we lost from YouTube, all our street teachings, all the lessons that we did got lost. But fortunately, one of the brothers was recording them, so we was able to, re-upload some to the MOTC channel, which is why it's named re-uploaded, because we was able to salvage some of our content and get it back up on the channel. So lesson learned, I record everything now moving forward so that in the event that it gets swiped, I can always hold on to the content that's ours. You dig what I'm saying? Because once you utilize, man, these damn heathens platform, man, they take control of your stuff. It's theirs unless otherwise stated. You know what I'm saying? So you always got to back your stuff up, man. Always back your stuff up. All praises, man. All praises. Shabbat shalom to Manakah in the house. Shalom to you. The house of Elkanah. Hey, you see me? Wearing it proud. The house of Elkanah again, the water to y'all, man. Hey, that brother's household made these shirts. If you need a shirt done, new in the truth, you just getting your feet wet, you're trying to understand how to keep these commandments, you don't have any shirts or skirts fringed or whatnot, that brother's household is dedicated to say they will provide one shirt or one garment to or a shirt or skirt to get fringed and get in the commandments for free to help you start your journey of repentance. So all praise, honor, glory to that brother's household. Many gave me in my household shirts off the love, and I told the brother I would definitely help promote. So a real profound work, man, the brother's household is doing, man, just to help Israel get in the commandments. He said they will do one on the house just to get you on track, right? So that's a good work. That's a good work. It's saying 4 minutes left, but Lord willing, we'll get to it. So, like I was saying, even with the MOTC channel, the main channel for the congregation, that was taken down or that was suspended for a video. And this is how stupid YouTube is. I made a video. I'm sure some of y'all have seen it, right? and it was a white Jewish executive, former. This cat used to rap back in the day with a group called Third Base, MC Search. After his rap career, went down the tubes, his group broke up. He turned to be an executive. So now he's pencil pushing. He's working on the inside, and he was doing an interview. Now, mind you, the interview is still up at the channel. And shout out to the brothers that I got the clip from, which is a podcast called uh, what is it called? My value depend my something my opinion. Brother named Math Hoffa. But anyway, uh, MC Search is doing the interview, and he's talking about a deal that he made with the artist named Nas. For those who ain't familiar, now he said in the video clip that he would not be the new, pronounced out with a J, the new that is going to F the black man. He's not going to, and he name drop a couple of names. And he said he was not going to do that. He was not going to do that. He was going to break the mold. So I made Spirit told me upload it to different platforms just in case. So I uploaded it as a short, a YouTube short. I uploaded it as a regular video. And then I sent it to our Instagram and to Facebook, right? So the regular video, it's starting off slow. At the first couple of hours, it only had maybe like 58 views. The short had like 1,400 views in a couple of hours. Guess which one they flagged and said that this was hate speech and against policy? Take a guess. Take a guess. Put it in the chat if you can guess. Which one did they want to slow down the momentum and take away? Go ahead. Go ahead. Just give it a guess. Throw it in the chat. Go ahead. It's okay. Bayan, you said MOC. No. Listen to what I'm saying. I uploaded that same video. I made a YouTube short video, and I uploaded it as a regular video on the MOTC channel. So the MOTC channel, the Messengers of the Covenant Reloaded channel, had the video playing on two different forms, as a short and as a regular video. The short, after a couple of hours, had over 1,400 views. The regular video, like you're watching right now, started off slow, only had like 58 views, but it's playing on both. Which one do you think YouTube said, hey, wait a minute, that's hate speech? Suspend the channel, shut them down. Which one you think that they flagged? The one with 58 views or 1,400 plus? Now you feel me? So the YouTube found themselves trying to slow down the momentum of, there you go. There you go. Yes. Namawa, Monica, y'all are on point. They obviously went and tagged the short and said, that's hate speech. Now, my question, what was the hate speech? Was it the fact that the white man said that there were that there was newish executives that were effing the black man in the music industry? Is that the hate speech against the so-called black man? Were they flagging me for that? Or were they trying to say that you can't talk about how the newish people have continually raped our people in that industry? That's considered hate. So of course I appealed, and this was the fastest turnaround. They usually say, "Oh, give us 48 to 72 hours to review your appeal in detail." They came back in less than an hour. Nope, hate speech suspension is upheld. Now, this is how dumb YouTube is. The video upload is still there playing. That shows you the hypocrisy and the foolishness and the agenda of trying to stop the momentum of exposure. The short was taken off. The video was slow, so they said we ain't worried about the video. Cut the short. They do that. The regular video is still playing and it's still going up in views. So it's still there. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure most of y'all have. If you haven't, it's still over it on the MOTC channel. Dummies. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, man. So as much as they tried to shut it down, oops, a little oversight. It's still going up. So more than one way to skin a cat, man. The Most High said, double your efforts. Make sure that the information is gone out there, man. So it's still there. But we just can't upload anything or do any live streaming to that channel for the next week, 7 days. But so anything content wise, for the next 7, they always say 7 days. Somehow it always ends up being like 10. But the MOTC channel shut down for right now. It is what it is. We ain't gonna shut up though. That's for sure. All right. All right. Looks like we're solid over here. So let me go ahead on and make a little more room so this recording can go and we'll be solid. All right, here we go. All right, everybody, all right? It's a blessed Sabbath. Hopefully everybody's doing well and enjoying their day of the Lord. One other thing I want to also put in, my brother, Rhyme Israel, stupendous work. Stupendous work. Am I well instructed? Rhyme Israel. The book is sold out. The book has been sold out since it dropped. All the pre-orders have been fulfilled. Post orders are getting hated on. I think Amazon is saying they're not shipping any out. I had a brother hit me up 2 days ago, and he sent me a screenshot and said that his book wouldn't ship until January 12th. January 12th. So, in an effort to try to slow down the momentum and slow down the awakening of our people and just the overall edification, you can't hate on edification, knowledge, and wisdom and understanding to help our people grow into a state of repentance and to awaken themselves to the knowledge of the truth, right? Anybody that's hating on that, man, must have a demon of Satan on them or something, which we know our enemies do. We know our enemies do. So, they want to try to slow down the momentum and say, you know what, maybe if we hold back shipments for a month and a half, that'll, curtail the interest and people will forget about it. And we can throw some more distractions out there and people ain't going to want to order or won't want to wait. The ebook is still available, but, everybody wants a hard copy in their hands. So let me share with y'all. There is another site that if you wasn't able to get it, there is another site that you can get it. Let's go here. Okay. And the link is in the description for those still looking, or you may have friends, family, and whatnot, that you were trying to put onto it, and they say, "Oh, I can't get it," and they just say, "Forget about it." Don't let them forget about it. The book is still available at this store, Book Baby. The link is in the description. Here it is. Okay. And you see they are available. This is the last source left to get it now. Otherwise, you gotta wait till January. Okay. So just wanted to put that out there. I know people have been looking, people have been asking when, where is it gonna get out? When can I get mine? You gotta go here to get the new to get your copy. Okay. Get it after the Sabbath. Don't jump over there and say, I ain't gonna miss out on mine. I'm ordering right. Don't do that. After the Sabbath, you can go get your order, and if you haven't already. All right. So it's still available. You just got to go get it. Absolutely. After the Sabbath. Okay. Um. Yeah. See. Brother said he's not getting his until mid-December. Yeah, that I was another brother that hit me. He said that his was coming in December. Then they doubled back and said it's not going to be out until January 12th. So clearly they're trying to whether they thought it was going to do as well as it is or not, or they under I don't know what they did. I don't know what happened, but nonetheless, it's a glorious thing that our people is out there searching and in support of Israelite works or whatnot. So, go out there, man. If Israel's out there doing good works and doing things for the Lord and trying to help and enhance the nation, go on and support those things. Support those things. All right. Um, let's get to the meat. Let's get to the meat. All right. I got another important class coming up later today, and I'll be covering the uh, the 10 tribes and indigenous tribes being Israel. In light of the Thanksgiving and all that other stuff, we all know that that's all BS and a celebration of genocide. But I just wanted to, give our people some information in regards to proving that the Native Americans and the other indigenous tribes from South Central America and the Caribbean islands, Puerto Rico, are Israel. So if you needed uh, more scriptural information, resources as far as books are concerned, that's the class you're gonna want to tune into today at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm gonna have a lot of good nuggets, for our people to kind of solidify that deal. I know that the Negro onlys they gonna hate this, but it is what it is. Uh, those particular doctrines have been kind of stepped on, washed over for a while. We're not impeding the progress of our people growing and enlightening themselves and waking up. So uh, that's going to be a class later today. But for now, we got to deal with what's been going on currently. Do you understand? Let me see. Hold on. Let me change this up. Okay. All right. So on the war front, as we know, the U.S. again, they've been playing a whole lot of games with the politics now, man. There's been a whole lot of distractions, a whole lot of folly that's been going on. One minute they want to, keep talking about Donald Trump and he's coming out for president. He's running for election in 2024. Slow Biden's got his kid's wedding going on. I mean, it's a bunch of foolishness that's going on, man, that they're just constantly trying to distract away from understanding the real issues that America is facing, which is war. Sooner or later, we've talked about it a number of different times. Sooner or later, they will. We just seen last week, right, that that the West was busted with even selling and creating drones for Iran, who they're supposed to have a sanction on. So they got exposed, and we exposed them last week for basically funding and equipping with weapons both sides of the wars, all for their own gain. So here we see here, United States enters a new era of direct confrontation with Iran. Over the past few days, Iran has told international inspectors that it plans to begin making near bomb grade nuclear fuel deep inside a mountain that is hard to bomb and dramatically expand its nuclear fuel production at a plant that Israel and the United States have repeatedly sabotaged. So we know that, see, one of the things too is that all of these wars, America is connected to solely because of, again, them being the great whore, seven heads, 10 horns, one beast conglomerate system that's headed up by this great whore. Let's go there real quick. A quick review. Quick review. Uh, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, Shalaki. Hey, shalom to my brother Joshua, man. What's going on, brother? Shalom to you, family. Hopefully you well, man. You staying warm out there? You staying warm out there? My brother's out there in the UK, man. He's out there dealing with them hellish cold winds from the UK. All right. So let's get back over here. So where were we? We were going to Revelation, right? Revelation 17. Okay. And let's look here. We'll start at verse 1 and we'll read down. Okay. Now, it says, and there came one of the seven angels which has seven vials and talked to me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Well, if we read later on, we'll understand and know that these many waters are peoples, right? And that's in verse 15. Let's look at that. Let's precept that real quick. Verse 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So this whore is resting and ruling upon a multitude of nations, what America deems as the melting pot, right? Isn't this the place where all nations come to fulfill their dreams? All nations come because they feel as though this is the place of opportunity. All nations clamor and scratch and claw and fight and kill and are willing to get thrown into the back of pickup trucks at 130 degrees and risk their lives just to get over here. They're willing to sell everything, including their bodies, just to get enough money so that they can come over here and hopefully create a better life. All nations, kindreds, and tongues. You understand? And then you got to realize that America expands their rulership all throughout the world. I mean, this is the only place where English is going to get spoken in damn near every country, because America imposes its doctrinal understandings, its language, its currencies upon all. You can go to any country and damn near you can find somebody that's going to speak English. I defy you to go do that in Russia. You understand what I'm saying? Or go to other countries and you got to say, hey, do you speak English? Anybody speak English? Somebody going to say, yeah, especially in the professional habitats. You go check into a hotel, all of them people in the hotels, because they know Americans are traveling, there's somebody's going to speak English. Everybody working in hotels ain't speaking 10 different languages. That American dollar is accepted all throughout the world. But here we go. This is the place. Now, it says that these vials are representative of plagues and wrath of the Lord. See, look at this. Revelation 16. It says, and I heard a great voice of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. You understand? So when you see this in chapter 7, this is the judgment and the wrath that's going to fall upon the great whore, America. And there came one of the seven angels, which has seven vials, and talked to me. So this is completion, a complete destruction. And talk with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So all nations and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with this whore. They've all drunk the wine of the wrath of the fornication. They've all included themselves and have become complicit with the abominations of America and this great whore, right? So now, because they cooperated with this beast, they also now are going to be taken into the wrath and the judgment of the Lord. And you can read that in chapter 18. Let's read that real quick. I'm not doing a whole Revelation 17 breakdown, but I just want to get a couple of things. Verse 3, chapter 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. That's how you see and know that the nations have become complicit with America's evils because they're getting paid. They're making the money. They're partaking in the taking advantage of the children of Israel. They're partaking in the oppression. They don't care as long as they're reaping the benefits and the covenantal agreements that they have with America. Doesn't matter where and how how the income is streaming from. Doesn't matter that you're cooperating with a murderer, a liar, a thief, a rapist, and everything that he did to attain this place. The nations of the earth said, "Well, we don't give a damn how they got it. As long as we know they got it, we want some too." And they've waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So the Lord said that they also have been are going to be made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried away, back in chapter 17, verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, scarlet, full of names, blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, why is this beast scarlet? You know why. Only time that they want to constantly, make a depiction of something, right? Uh, where is it at? Here we go. And there appeared, this is Revelation 12 and 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. And behold, a great what? Red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. So that's for the people that want to play semantics. It said scarlet. Scarlet isn't red. But if you don't knock it off, you're talking about the same red dragon, the same scarlet colored beast, which represents what? Nations, peoples, tongues, kindred. Hello, the so-called white man. He's the only other one described as red upon his birth, right? And he's got 7 heads, 10 horns, right? So this is where we're seeing who this red beast is. The scarlet colored beast. So he saw a woman sitting on the scarlet colored beast. So this scarlet colored beast is the conglomerate beast system that's been established through the so-called white man's rule and reign, which is the 7 heads, which is Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Great Britain, and out of Great Britain comes America. Okay. So the 7 heads are his 7 crowned rulerships that he's had throughout history. Again, starting with Greece in 333 BC. You had Rome. Then you had Spain, France, Germany, Russia, and then you also have Great Britain, right? And even the GMO small hats, they got their land after the British monarchy, and they're with uh, the Balfour Declaration and the Rothschilds out of England. So they even took care of them. And then what sprouted out after Great Britain's rule is America, which is that great whore that's sitting on top of this beast that was assembled through this rulership. Okay. And the 10 horns is the European Economic Community, or the EU. The nations are interchangeable based upon their own particular politics and struggles and fights for power. But there's a European conglomerate economic system that is comprised of particular nations. All right. Or they call it like the 10 common markets. So you can look that up in your own time. But anyway, just wanted to get down to this. I'll read verse 4 and 5. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. Look at that. She's covering up that scarlet flesh. She's covering up that scarlet look. She don't want anybody to know who she is. but adorns herself with some of the most expensive and lavish, precious stones and pearls and gold, arrayed in purple and scarlet, right? The beast itself was already red. So now you masking it up with different things. That's how he says, it's not me. I'm American. I'm French. I'm German. I'm Slovakian. I'm Dutch. I'm from South Africa. Whatever. Never want to take accountability that they're all the same people. Oh, I'm a GMO small hat. I'm not white. What? As brothers have been covering uh, throughout Israel, they're descending from Esau, who is Edom, Amalek, one of the dukes of Edom, which ventured off into the lands of Japheth, calling themselves Khazars, converted to Judaism, or that's what they say, converted to following after the ways of the true Jews, and then took on all manner of uh, responsibility of them saying they're the people. Okay, we has been discussed and understood for a while now. But the cover up is all set up about what this great whore has, right? So the great whore's got all the stuff enticing everybody, right? Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. So yeah, we see all the abominations, be it from the diet, be it from the fornication and the sexual nature that America possesses and pushes. We uh all of the abominations that they've committed in regards to the idol worship and the things that they allow. I mean, we just had and witnessed the world still trying to cram down cranberry sauce and turkey and ham and spiced ham and all the other madness down their throats 2 days ago. All abominable, filthiness in the wrath of her fornication, right? So, why is America going to be at war? Um, let's drop down. We'll read this classic one. Verse 16. And verse 16 it says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her own flesh and burn her with fire." So you may say, well, Iran is not part of the 10 horns. No, they're not. But they have created leagues with Russia, who is in conglomeration with the seven heads in the 10 horns. So they're in by default, right? So even when we're seeing, even in Second Ezra 15, Second Ezra 15. So, and like I was saying, one of the things that we see America is constantly involved in is because of their attachments to all of these particular nations that they've hold themselves out to. South Korea, Taiwan, Ukraine, Israel, they're involved by default with all of these nations. You understand? So because of America's allegiances and their bonds with South Korea, they're going to be involved with any conflict that happens between them and North Korea. Because of their allegiances and their bonds with Taiwan, they're going to be involved with any conflicts that happen between Taiwan and China. Because of their allegiances and their proxy wars of utilizing Ukraine as a puppet to try to take down Russia and get them out the way, they're involved in that conflict. Because they're in bed with Israel, they're going to be involved with Iran. And that's why they laid on them sanctions on Iran, because they wanted to make sure that they had no uh, power against the GMO small hats. All right. So let's read down the second Ezra 15. We're going to read 28 down to 30. "Behold, an horrible vision and an appearance thereof from the east." where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out of many chariots, come out with many chariots, and a multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. So there's going to be a rumbling. There's going to be wars that happen over there in the east. Um, there's a story we're going to cover about a bomb. You know, somebody did a little suicide bomb at a bus stop in Israel. They're trying to figure out who did that. You had a terrorist attack over there in Turkey a couple weeks ago, right? Now Iran is over there funding. Iran is supplying the drones to Russia to help inflict more bombs and more punishment. Saudi Arabia is aligning themselves up with the BRIC nations, with China and with Russia, right? So the nations of the dragons of Arabia, and we talked about Ishmael and the 12 princes coming up out of him and where they've been spread about. You know, from Qatar to, you see a lot of the hype going on over there because of the Qatar. I think the soccer, thing going on over there and all of that. They got arresting people if you ain't following out the Sharia law. I mean, it's all kind of madness going on over there. So now you see how Arabia and Ishmael is getting stirred up into the pot, and they're getting more heavily involved in international affairs, especially with their involvement with the oil sales and the gas prices and the power and the energy crises that's happening throughout the world. So, in other words, we're seeing all these things starting to get mobilized. Verse 30, also the Carmenians. The Carmenians are the Iranians, modern day Iranians. Okay. Raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars on the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. So you're going to see war going on over there in the Middle East, so-called Middle East, and America is going to be involved in it. So, just to preface some scriptural things, now we see the United States is entering in a new direct confrontation with Iran. Reading down, it says Iranian forces have shot or locked up anti-government protesters, provided Russia with drones for its war in Ukraine, and some Western intelligence agencies suspect may be negotiating to produce missiles as well as Russia's depleted arsenal. The United States accused Iran on Tuesday of once again violating Iraqi territory to conduct attacks in the Kurdistan region. So, America's constantly sitting back, making these accusations, but at the same time, they're finding Western made drones. 75% of these drones that was made with Western made technology. And they were saying that the damn the visionary what I want to say I want to say a scope, but I forgot what the lenses that they put on the drones said came from Israel. So who's really playing these games, man? Who's really setting people up? Who's really framing these nations to look a certain way? And who's really behind it all? This why part of the title end of the video said lies and cover-ups. Because we know we're dealing with the devil, man. This guy is slick as hell. And all of his minions and his talking heads that are willing to go ahead on and repeat anything and everything that they say. I mean, Monica, you started it, so I'm blaming you. Look what happened with Kyrie. I know I said I wasn't going to. I'm not going to do a whole lesson in class or whatever, whole video on them. But I will talk about it because it's relevant. Look what they did to Kyrie, man. After the game last weekend, when he was allowed back to play, IUIC did a monumental thing, man. They went out there super deep, marched, taught in front of the Barclays Center, made their presence known. After the game, I'm sure everybody's seen it. I'm just giving you my perspective because I ain't talk about it yet. They asked him, Kyrie, there was a group outside wearing T-shirts called IUIC, Israel United in Christ, and we wanted to get your thoughts about it. There were about 100 of them out there, and we want to get your thoughts about it. The ADL, the SPLC has labeled them anti-Semitic, and they were passing out anti-Semitic literature. First of all, the damn reporter didn't read the literature, because I guarantee you, anything that's on there is factually based upon the scriptures. So if they put on there Revelation 2:9, 3:9, or whatever, that's in the Bible. Is that IUIC making that statement, or is that the Bible? Anyway, they try to, you know, put him in that category. They want him to answer and say, "Are you with these guys? Are you with this group? Is this the army that you made mention of?" And he said, "Look, what happened? I was in there playing basketball. I'm here to talk about basketball. We can talk about that another time." Yeah, yeah, but we want to get your statement about they were out there in protest for you. You have no state. Like, stop pushing the damn issue. This is how they frame everything and want to try to corner a Jake into the damn back door. It wasn't enough that he apologized twice. He gave $500,000. The team said, "Come on back and play," and these damn bastards still out here trying to get him to commit to something that he's not committal to. I mean, they just won't let it go. And how come the damn reporter ain't talking about the SPLC and the president having to resign for racism and sexism? Huh? Why not bring that up? You got this organization that's running around trying to create a narrative about who's hate groups and who's not. And at the helm of the damn head of the snake, they're the ones who've got hate and sexism under their belt. And they're supposed to be credible in trying to tell you who the Israelites are? Okay, enough of that. That's just again to show you how they get out there and propose these particular narratives to try to frame a thought into the people. And they won't let Kyrie rest. Kyrie rest. So anyway, we see here that America's out here talking about Iraq and Iran violating the terms of their sanctions, but at the same time, they've been caught supplying them with the same stuff they supposed to be sanctioning them against. I've had it with these damn demons, man. Let me finish this up. A new era of direct confrontation with Iran has burst into the open. The emergence was hidden for a while by more dramatic events, including the Ukraine invasion and the rising U.S. competition with China, and negotiations with Tehran dragged on inclusively for 18 months. All right, enough of that. Let's move on. Ukrainian energy systems on the brink of collapse after weeks of Russian bombing. Now, look at this. They say after weeks of Russian bombing, as if they haven't been at war since February, Russia has been strategically taking out key points of key points and infrastructure that they know the Ukrainians is going to need. They're not going out for body counts. They're tactically moving in, doing these bombings, right? So now the Ukrainians are out there running out of electricity, heat, and water, and it's cold as hell over there. Now the freeze out begins. And guess what? If they want out, they want cold, surrender. Come on back to Mother Russia, man. We'll warm you up. Everything will be cool. The bigger question is where's all that money that America and NATO has been sending Ukraine? You're talking about $100 billion. And you trying to tell me there has not been no money set aside to establish backup infrastructure for heat, water sources, and electricity for their people? Where's the money? See? No, they ain't talking about that, though. They're not talking about that. They've got all this damn money, and they can't be saying, well, we've been spending it on weapons and food. What? America's been giving you weapons. Germany's been giving you weapons. NATO's been giving you weapons. So they haven't been spending money on weapons and armory and artillery. What are they going to say? Oh, we've been feeding the troops. It don't cost $100 billion to feed the troops from February until now. Give me a break. You talking what, 9 months? $10 billion a month? Cost to feed them? Get out of here. Where's that money at? How come they didn't set up backup infrastructure for the people? For their people, right? Who's pocketing this cash? We know how this goes. 1 Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of the money, the coveting of the money, right? That's where you're always going to find some evil. As Esau would say, follow the money. You want to know where and why evils happen, is usually some money behind it. So here we are trying to figure out, okay, why are they over there freezing out? Why are they over there lacking electricity? What's going on? What happened to all this money that was given? That's the bigger question, but don't nobody want to talk about that. See, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So now you see what's happening. Many sorrows for the Ukrainians over there because what? Their government and Zelensky are running a nice little money laundering scam going on over there, which is what it seems like. I'm just put that out there, YouTube. It seems as though money's getting filtered through one end and it's going out somewhere else because clearly it's not being spent on sustaining Ukraine. After 6 weeks of intense bombing of energy infrastructure, Russia has battered Ukraine to the brink of a humanitarian disaster this winter as millions of people potentially face life-threatening conditions without electricity, heat, or running water. And of course, they're going to blame Russia. Oh, it's Russia's fault. Just like the accidental bombing over there in Poland. Ukrainians messed around and hit the bomb and killed 2 people over there in Poland and said, oh, it was Russia's fault. Now there's energy, electricity, heat, running water. This is all part of war, but you've been given billions of dollars to maintain during this war. And what, you gonna blame Russia because you didn't, or you stole, or you embezzled some money? What's going on? Winter, okay. Reading on says, as the scope of damage to Ukraine's energy systems has come into focus in recent days, Ukrainian and Western officials have begun sounding the alarm, but are also realizing they have limited recourse. Ukraine's Soviet-era power system cannot be fixed quickly or easy. In some of the worst hit cities, there is little officials can do other than to urge residents to flee, raising the risk of economic collapse in Ukraine. Economic collapse, and they've got over. See, now I got to find out. I'm saying $100 billion. It could be more. It could be more. Let's see. We're talking just America. Now, you see here, this is August 11th. $40 billion, right? Now, that was an approved bill. Market realist says 54. It's the same side. They just said 54 billion. Okay, so here goes the calculations. 12.5 billion for weapons and other supplies. Economic support 9.4 billion, but they're getting ready to hit an economic collapse. They've got 9.4 billion dollars to help sustain themselves, and that's all gone. Where'd it go? U.S. military deployments and intelligence 9 billion. Food assistance, healthcare, and other aid 7 billion. Military and security assistance, grants and loans for military. Everything's going to the military. Migration and refugee assistance. They only gave them 1.8 billion. Other foreign aid, 1.5 billion. Assistance from Europe, Asia, Eurasia, and Central Asia, 1.1 billion. How much is going to children and families? 0.9 billion. So the things that could be sustaining and keeping their people, they're spending the least amount of money on. Administration for children and families, less than a billion. Migration and refugee assistance, 1.8 billion. Food and assistance, they say 7, but healthcare and other aid, 7 billion. They say the U.S. has sent more than $54 billion. That's just the U.S. NATO sent them money. We seen down here too. Europe, Eurasia, Central Asia gave them $1 billion. America has pledged damn near $1 billion every month since the 54 billion. Look at this. U.S. sending another 1.1 billion in raid, including rocket launcher. This was September 28th. Look at this. How much money is the U.S. spent on the Russian proxy war in the UK? Kiel's estimate of 54.4 billion plus the White House's new request for 37 billion will bring the total cost of the U.S. involvement in Ukraine to $91 billion. Let's put nine. Hold on. $91 billion in total so far. Look at it. Let's put the 91.4 billion in context. The European Union member countries and institutions that provided 30 billion. See, that's what I'm saying with the EU, NATO. They didn't give them 30 billion. America didn't get 91 billion. So we're already well over 100 billion. Jamestown Foundation estimates the Russia's most recent annual defense spending was 77.7 billion in 2021. Gross domestic blah 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 blah. And he talking about we're gonna give support to them as long as it takes. So once they get the full spending, so they got 54 plus 37 they just requested, $91.4 billion coming from America, and they got another 30 from the European Union. So look, over $120 billion they got, and they talking about they over here freezing, and they've got economic collapse going on over there. I mean, where's the money going at, man? This is the games and the politics that America be playing, man, and be out here acting like they're doing this humanitarian effort, and they're funding criminals and murder and everything else. Okay, uh, so let's finish this up. As the scope of damage to Ukraine's energy systems has come into focus in recent days, Ukrainian and Western officials have begun sounding the alarm, but also realizing they have limited recourse. Ukraine's Soviet-era power system cannot be fixed quickly or easily in some of the worst-hit cities. There's little officials can do other than to urge residents to flee. So they don't have no more money, no more aid, no more shelters, no more nothing that they can do for them. Telling everybody just run for cover. Raising the risk of economic collapse in Ukraine and the spillover of the refugee crisis in neighboring European countries. Put simply, this winter will be about survival. Hans Henry P. Kluge, regional director for the World Health Organization, told reporters on Monday in Kiev, saying the next months could be, quote, life-threatening for millions of Ukrainians. But they've gotten over $120 billion for this war, but they can't find no money to help their own people. Somebody got that money. You know that. Look at this. U.S. aid to Ukraine puts pressure on the Pentagon's arms stockpile. So they've been sending so much weapons, ammunition, armory, technology to them. It's starting to affect America's stockpile of weapons. So now, when the question remains, when America goes to war, how's America going to get hit? How's America going to be crippled? How's America going to end up dealing with the onslaught of the hate from the 10 horns that we just spoke about in Revelation 17 when it says the 10 horns are going to hate the whore? How's America going to stand up? The big bad American superpower everybody's afraid of. America is weakening itself by spreading itself out into various wars, funding these other wars, giving out weapons, acting as if they're not going to need them. And then when it's going to be time for them to actually utilize them, they ain't going to have enough to sustain. The intense firefight over Ukraine has the Pentagon rethinking its weapon stockpiles. If another major war broke out today, would the United States have enough ammunition to fight? What a question. It's a question confronting Pentagon planners, not only as they aim to supply Ukraine for a war with Russia that could stretch years longer, but also they look ahead to potential conflict with China. See that? Russia's firing as many as 20,000 rounds a day, ranging from bullets for automatic rifles to truck-sized cruise missiles. Ukraine is answering with as many as 7,000 rounds a day, firing 155 millimeter howitzer rounds, Stinger anti-aircraft missiles, and now the NASAMS air defense munitions and thousands of rounds of small arms fire. So do you see how they even are trying to make it seem as though, I mean, you hear about how much damage the Ukrainians are doing to the Russians, right? And they're saying they're only shooting 7,000 rounds. Russians are shooting 20,000 rounds. I mean, the Russians are probably, I guess they just can't shoot at all. They're missing everything. But the Ukrainians with less rounds and less everything, they're doing more damage. Okay, believe that if you want to. Much of Ukraine's firepower is being supplied through the U.S. government-funded wars that are pushed almost weekly to the front lines. On Wednesday, the Biden administration announced an additional round of aid that will provide 20 million more rounds of small arms ammunition to Kiev. So America is depleting their stockpiles to help fund these wars and proxy wars because they don't want to get directly involved in the fight with Russia. So they're using Ukraine to try to do it. Ukraine is saying, "Hey, we can't hold up. We need more, 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 more. Send more money, more weapons, more missiles, more this." And slow Biden, obviously he's a trick. Every time he, gets threatened, he's throwing money at the problem. Bill Gates told him, "Look, if you want to stop the next pandemic, I'm gonna need $1 billion." Slow Biden said, "We got to give him $1 billion. It's going down." Everything he do, man. His son, dope crackhead son, always getting caught up in debts and whatnot. And what's he do? Dad, I need money. They got that on his laptop. They got the emails and all of that. How much do you need? I think he needed like 20 racks. Slow Biden told me to be there. I'll send it to you in a couple days. That's what's going on. Hold on 1 second. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. Jerusalem bombings, teenager killed, and rare twin attacks at bus stops. So this is what we were talking about earlier. Another attack over there in our land, or a portion of our land, I should say. Uh Bomb attacks happening over there. So this again goes back into the wars, rumors of wars. Now America's little bad buddy, Jerusalem, has suffered an attack. Okay. Uh Give me 1 second. Alada, you're right. Yeah, Ron Paul asking the printout where the money's going. Did they provide that? Did they show where the money's at? No, of course not, man. They're never gonna open up them books, man. They're never gonna have like a forensic audit going on to see to find out where that money is, because they know what they're doing with that money, man. That money's getting funneled right back into their pockets. I don't know the whole streamline of how the money was going on, but they were talking about that FTX, the money that FTX was donating in the name of uh, the Democratic Party. They were sending it through. They were sending money through Ukraine over there and funneling it back over here. It was some whole little scheme with that whole thing. I don't know how it all worked out, but I definitely seen some articles talking about that. Man, they don't care about these people over here, man. You said 91 million. No, put a B on that, bro. Put a B on that. We ain't talking million. We're talking billions. All right. Let's get back over here. Okay, so Jerusalem, they got a bomb attack. Teenager killed in a twin attack in a rare twin attacks at a bus stop. 15-year-old boy was killed, and 14 other people have been wounded in two suspected bomb attacks at bus stops in Jerusalem. Israeli police say the explosions happened at two busy areas on the outskirts of a city of the people were heading to work. The teenager who died was an Israeli Canadian Jewish. Look, look. This is how you know they confused. Did did you read that like I did? An Israeli Canadian Jewish seminary student. So he's an Israeli Canadian who's studying at a Jewish seminary. Can you be both? Of course you can. Of course you can. Why? We brought this out in Elder Rashad's class last week. Um, Let's look at this. Etymology online. Huh. What's this say? What's this say? So, an Israeli is what? A citizen. A bloodline descendant? A patriarchal descendant? No, no, no. A citizen of the state of Israel. So if you can get your citizenship, your residency, a card that says you're from Israel or you're a citizen of Israel, then you're automatically an Israeli. But let's continue. 1948 from Israel. Well, we know what happened then, right? Balfour Declaration. Hebrew national designation, also used in English as the adjective. It distinguishes, look at this. It distinguishes the citizens of the modern state from the ancient people who had been known in English since the 14th century as Israelites. Very clearly, we see here. It distinguishes the citizenship. So it makes the difference between a citizen of the state of Israel and the ancient people. Oh, so that means that this guy, this teenager, he wasn't an Israelite. He wasn't from the ancient people. He's a Canadian, Israeli resident. He's an Israeli resident from Canada that was going to a Jewish seminary school to learn false doctrine about him and his community. Let me be nice. I don't need this one getting canceled too. Okay, so that's just one point to prove and show, right? The teenager who died was an Israeli Canadian Jewish seminary student named Aryeh Shupak. Israel's prime minister said it was an attack that was different from what we have seen in recent years. The atmosphere feels volatile in a year of intensifying violence as Palestinian gun and knife attacks have targeted Israelis and Israeli military raids. Notice we keep seeing that same word, right? We don't see Israelite nowhere. Israeli citizens are getting attacked, and Israeli military aides have killed Palestinian gunmen and civilians in the occupied West Bank. No group has so far said that it was behind the blast. However, the Palestinian militant groups Hamas and Islamic Jihad both praised the perpetrators of what they refer to as the quote operation. So we see what's going on over there in Israel when we see, uh, let's look at that precept in Isaiah. Oops. So Isaiah 1 and 7 says, your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land. Strangers devoured it in your presence. And it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. So it is desolate because why? The children of Israel are no longer there. It's been overthrown by strangers. Strangers are now occupying the land, and it's been turned into a place of violence. We just got to seeing stabbings, shootings, killings of civilians and citizens, right? They're devouring it in our presence. Let's get this other precept over there in Ezekiel 36, and let's read the fifth verse. Uh, Ezekiel 36 and 5. It says, therefore, thus saith the Most High Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. Idumea, we know, is Greek for Edom, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart and despite with despiteful minds they cast it out for a prey. So here they are with the joy of their heart, so proud to be Israelis. So proud to be citizens of the state, but not connected to the ancient people. All the joy in their heart, man. They over there having gay pride parades and they dancing around and uh falsely celebrating, our holy days. And with despiteful minds, as soon as we say, hey, we're Shemitic, we're the true people, cancel him, shut him up, shut her up, destroy that channel, defame this person, set this thing up in their lives, smudge and smear their character and their name, call them liars and open shame, call them a hate group, despiteful minds to cast it out for a prayer. I mean, this is what they're doing. But the Lord said that He's going to have fire and jealousy against the residue of the heathen of Idumea over there in our land, taking the land as our possessions. Man, the Most High is going to surely turn that place up and purge it because the heathen been in there stinking the place up, right? So this you expect to see more of this. Now look at it. Slow Biden takes Thanksgiving swipe at the quote sixth sale of semi-automatic weapons and calls for them to be banned at the massacres in Chesapeake and Colorado Springs. Now this is very interesting because when he did his State of the Union address, his last speech before the primaries, two things he stood on. He said he was going to overturn not the Roe versus Wade, the anti-abortion bill, and he said he's going to come after the guns. Those are two promises that he made that he said he was going to do, right? Now, follow me with this. After he said that, and after the primaries, is when these mass shootings start going wild. Well, you can't talk about the need for the banning of the sale of semi-automatic weapons if you don't have any examples to point to. Follow what I'm saying? It's just ironic how that whole thing played out. So he's saying the sixth sale of slow Biden didn't want to ruin your little goblin. It is a goblin day. I'm gonna say turkey gobble, but no, the goblins day, right? Uh, he made sure he put this out there. Slow Biden called for the sale of semi-automatic weapons sick and continue to call for an assault weapons ban and better red flag laws. He's got no problem selling them semi-automatic weapons. I mean, giving them semi-automatic weapons to the Ukrainians, does he? Is that sick? Hey, he's got no problem giving it to the Taiwanese. He got no problem, supplying all these other nations with weapons and funding wars. Oh, that's not sick, is it? He said he got a shotgun. I mean, that's not a semi-automatic. I don't know what kind of gun. He could have a semi-automatic shotgun. He was quoted as saying he had a shotgun. They got semi-automatic shotguns. I mean, what is the Secret Service holding when they're protecting his little narrow ass? Huh? Is that sick? No. But before things get out of control, he wants to make sure that the public can't defend themselves. I mean, look at the crime rate that's going up all throughout the country. And you're telling me that it's okay to just wait for 911 to respond to your call. Black folks are spending. We've seen enough waiting for the police. They mess around and arrest you and shoot you, and you be the one to call the damn police. I've seen plenty of those situations. Some incident going outside, confrontation, something go down. Everybody get arrested, and somebody saying, "No, I'm the one that called y'all." No, sit down and shut up until we straighten this out. No, I called you. No, I'm the one. No, shut up. Or you're going down to the station too. And people say, "What the hell? I'm the one that called you to stop this shit stuff." Slack. But I seen that happen. Everybody get arrested and detained until they can quote unquote figure out what's going on. I've seen videos of that, and I've heard personal testimonies of that. And here he is talking about, you don't need no damn weapons to protect yourself, man. I mean, women is getting raped in broad daylight, carjackings is going on, breaking and entering, smashing and grabbing, rappers getting killed every other week, gang violence is still going up, drug violence going up, and they say, You don't no more weapons. Was it sick weapons when Obama got caught with Fast and Furious selling them semi-automatic weapons to the cartels? Hmm? Was it sick then? Oh no, no. We can't talk about that, right? Operation Fast and Furious. Y'all remember that? Under Obama's watch, they was selling guns to the cartels with the intent of tracking them so they can find the bad guys. If you don't knock it off, you know who the bad guys are, man. They was fun of them guys. No different than them supplying and dropping off weapons in Chicago and LA in gang neighborhoods, man, and letting Jays go wild. I mean, back in the 70s and the 80s, man, the guys didn't have these cats was lucky to have access to a damn revolver. You guys was making what do they call them damn guns? Zip guns, homemade zip guns. You might be lucky if you had a shotgun or a revolver in the 70s and the early 80s. Then all of a sudden, boop, Mac 10s is in the streets, 45s is in the streets, AK 47s is in the streets, Mac 11s is in it. Where did they come from? Oh, then you start hearing about the Iran Contra scandal with Rick Ross and Fernando. That was his name. Blandone, I know it was his last name. And Americans out there selling weapons for dope, using the drug money to help fund the war in Nicaragua, and they're utilizing Freeway Rick Ross as a pawn in the game, selling hundreds of keys of cocaine. We was at our old school, man. We did the brother Ratazan, and some of us was in the interviewing Rick Ross. That was a classic interview, like 8 years ago, 8 9 years ago, maybe. We talked about the whole thing, man. But that's not sick though. When an American can go out there and sell and fund wars and kill and murder all day, and then when it comes back to you being able to protect your home and your family, no, no, no. We need to take that away because we're getting ready to come down the pipeline with some real madness that you ain't gonna like. And as long as we disarm the public, there ain't nothing you can do about it. Because them damn Edomites, they ain't having it. They quote their famous words is "come and take it." So slow Biden is immediately jumps out and says we gotta stop the sixth sale of weapons bans. Right? Biden's comments came in the wake of the shootings at Chesapeake, Virginia, Walmart, and Colorado Springs LGBTQ club. The idea that we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick. This old bastard, man. I can't stand slow Biden. Biden told reporters on Thursday he and his first lady Jill Biden visited the Nantucket Fire Department to bring first responders some Thanksgiving pumpkin pies. Isn't that nice? It's just sick. It has no social redeeming value, zero, none, not a single solitary rationale for it, except for profit for the gun manufacturers, he said. I guarantee you Slow Biden got a gun at home. Like I said, he was quoted saying that he's got a shotgun. Bare minimum. But all they private security and all that, they ain't telling them. That's sick though, huh? But look at this. Survivor of the Colorado Springs gay club shooting that left 5 dead and 25 injured says he mistook gunshots for music before hiding as cops consider hate charges against a 22-year-old suspect who was arrested for bomb threats last year. So, this is what pops in my head. I could be wrong, but F it, I'm going there. They had this guy arrested for a bomb threat. A bomb threat is considered a terroristic threat a year ago. So, you know what they do? And this is just my theory. We'll let you out, but when the time comes, we're going to need you to carry out something. Do you understand? They had this guy on paper as a quote unquote terrorist doing bomb threats last year. Let him go. And a year later, he carries out a mass shooting. with the knowledge that they know this guy could be dangerous. And what's even more ironic is everybody that carried out these particular shootings will be considered Democrat voters, LGBTQ supporters, black folks, and Asians. We're gonna see that in a minute. So everybody that slow Biden is talking about, they always try to, the MAGA Republic, the crazy MAGA white men with guns. Leave it to the narrative of who supports the Democrat. These would be the people that did this. The guy that shot up the damn LGBTQ club says he's non-binary and goes with the they and them pronouns when identifying. His dad was so concerned about him being gay, and he's a damn meth head. They interviewed him. He was like, "Gay club, but was he at the club? I hope he wasn't gay because I don't like gay." So this kid, 22, Anderson Lee Aldridge, had two particular motives. Either he was trying to finally prove to his dad, "Get off my ass. I'm not gay. I'll prove it to you. I'm gonna shoot up the club," even though he was, or at least was confused. And then you also have his connection with being arrested for a bomb threat. And then a year later, he's unleashed to get out here and light up some stuff. I mean, you come from a broken down home. His pops was a damn meth head, former porn star or something. He ain't got nothing going on anyway. They probably told him, "Man, yeah, go in there. There's all blanks in the gun. Shoot him up." And next thing you know, he done really killed all these damn people. And then Slow Biden comes out and says, "Oh, perfect. Yeah, this is 6 set of guns. We got to get rid of this." 5 people. Okay, so everybody knows what happened with this one. We're going to move on. Now look at this. Look at it. Colorado gay club shooter is non-binary and uses they and them. When they first came out, they was like, "Oh, there's got to be a MAGA Republican that did it." Da, 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 da. Come to find out, he's on the other team. Colorado gay club shooter is non-binary and uses they and them pronouns. The lawyer says, as it's revealed, his strange father is an MMA fighter and porn star named whatever, Delaware. These are the people who would vote for Slow Biden. He's pro LGBTQ plus, right? They support the non-binary terms. Very interesting. Very interesting. Right? So look at this one. Bodies drop as Walmart manager kills 6 in a Virginia attack. So we know what happened with that. Unfortunately, this was a brother. We like to hang our hat on. We could be a whole lot of things as Israel in our wicked statement. But one thing we ain't is no damn serial killers and mass killers. Well, now we seeing that that's coming out. Look at this in Isaiah. Where is it at? Yeah. It's like in Jeremiah 2:33. It says, "Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy way." So there's things that we excel in everything, man. When the Most High said we're a special people, a chosen generation, the Most High said even in our wickedness, we can excel past the damn heathen sometimes. Thou hast taught the wicked ones thy way. So look, even seeing this, me and a couple of brothers were talking about this last week. We was like, damn, it was a brother that did that, man. And I think at the end of the body count, I think he killed like 3 Jakes and 2 Edomites, or 2. I think it was like 3 and 3 or something like. It might have been 4 Jakes, 2 Edomites, something like that. But when we seen this, I was like, damn. I was assuming it was a damn Jake because the first pictures that I seen of the victims was Jake. And I said, "Oh, Man, it's probably a damn Edomite, man, just like the one over there in Buffalo. Then slowly but surely, the details come out a couple days later. Boom, here comes damn Jake. So whatever was going on in his mind, man, he had a spirit on him that caused him to jump up in there and act a fool, is what he did. But again, this would have been a supporter of slow Biden. Leave it to the polls and the numbers. Black folks is conditioned to vote for Democrats. So slow Biden can't blame nobody but his own supporters for the stuff that's been happening. Ironically, right after his you know, midterm election so-called success. So look who they wind up to go out there and do their bidding. Look at this guy. Man arrested in connection with executions of 4 people at an Oklahoma marijuana plant operation. He's damn Moabite. Nobody's even talking about him. They quick to publicize the Jake out there. Right? A man arrested Tuesday in connection with the killings of 4 Chinese nationals at a marijuana growing operation in Oklahoma, which investigators have described as executions, officials said. One person was also left injured in the Sunday incident, and the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says Wu Chen. Wu Chen, 45, was taken into custody in Miami Beach, Florida, according to the new to law enforcement. Chen will face murder and shooting with the intent to kill charges, the OSB said in a statement. He is awaiting extradition to Oklahoma. It was not immediately clear whether the suspect had an attorney. So nobody's even talking about this guy. But yeah, he carried out a mass execution himself. Now, hold on one second, y'all. Glasses is smudging up on me. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, Shalaki. Yeah, slow by from Delaware. Well, you know what? Who knows where this dude is from, man? Because they were saying that he was from Pennsylvania, but he was he's a senator in Delaware, but he's not from Delaware. But listen, the connection is ironic, though. The connection is ironic. Very interesting. Good catch. Uh, but we see and we know how these damn demons operate, man. There's always some damn subtlety going on with them. Uh, it's always, with magic, you don't watch what the other hand is doing. So they out there, you know, doing both, pulling the okey doke in front of everybody's eyes, right? Uh, yeah, Shaq, you see what it is all the time, all the time. I mean, it's the easiest way to get away with something, man. Throw stones or hide your hands, and that's the way it's looking to me, you know. But let's look at some more. So Wu Chen, he gets caught slipping, right? Now notice this: the Barbie and Ken dolls that got put to death over there in Idaho, they won't let their memories cease. But they was killed with knives. Why not ban knives, Slow Biden? The sick sale of knives. 4 bodies got put to death, man, slaughtered. Are we gonna ban knives too now? Idaho murders. I mean, the brother that killed all them killing people on that Thanksgiving day parade last year that they just gave like 6 life terms to. You gonna ban his car now? Idaho murderers. What we still don't know about the stabbing deaths of 4 university students 1 week later. So I just brought this out because here you got them talking about knife deaths, but he ain't talking about getting rid of them knives, are we? No, 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 no. So you know there's an agenda behind that, right? Let's move on to some other stuff. You know what time it is. We got to talk a little DVOC 91 business going on. China's DVOC infections hit record as economic outlook darkens. So you know what happens with them. If things lock down and continually lock down in China, they got a zero vid policy over there. They don't want no cases. As soon as they got one, everything's locked down. They got millions of people locked down. They welding people into their homes. I mean, literally taking out a welding iron and welding up the door shut. They doing all kind of stuff. And you know what happens when that goes down? The economy slows down. A lot of the imports and stuff that come from China won't be making it out. The economic downturn can only worsen. So that's why they're concerned about this, because if China locks down, you can already expect 2023 is going to be some real stuff economically. Okay. China reported record high DVOC 91 infections on Thursday, with cities nationwide imposing localized lockdowns, mass testing, and other curbs that are fueling frustration and darkening the outlook for the world's second largest economy. And mind you, all of this is coming on the heels of Boston University coming up with their own version of the vid that kills 80% of its victims, or at least from the mouse testings. Not saying that it came from there, but something to think about. And we'll see more of that in a second. The resurgence of infections nearly 3 years after the pandemic emerged in the central city of Wuhan cast doubts on inspector hopes for China to ease its rigid zero policy soon, despite recent and more targeted measures. So, look at this. The curbs are taking a toll on lockdown residents as well as output at factories, including the world's biggest iPhone plant, which has been rocked by clashes between workers and security personnel and a rare show of dissent. So there's a whole lot of drama going on at the iPhone plants. They say that things are getting ran like sweatshops and slave shops. People getting locked in, and protests going on for working, all for to make sure that America and the rest of the world gets them iPhones. They willing to impose all kind of damn oppression on their own to make sure that the next iPhone 15 comes out. Housing market obliterated. Pending home sales post a record drop as the deal cancellations and price cuts hit record high. One of the main driving forces of America's economy is through real estate. A lot of people that made a lot of money off of real estate. Ask Donald Trump and ask all these guys that's been out here, real estate hustlers. All the flip my house TV shows and all that stuff about to get shut down. There ain't gonna be a whole lot of flipping going on. They already said that a lot of the house flipping companies like Redfern and Zillow and all of them, they all experiencing mass layoffs. They said the market is down. House flipping is pretty much dead right now. So one of the main sources of income for America, through all of the bank loans and all of the funding that they gotten, interest they've been collecting, the property taxes and all that stuff. Now that's all slowing down, which means what? America's economy is going to be in major trouble, continuing on with inflation and everything. So nobody's buying no homes right now. The prices are overpriced. I seen a video, man. This cat said that there was a house in I forgot the name of the show, but new developments. House was like a year old in Vegas. They trying to get everybody to move to Vegas. They said they opened up the price with like at 700,000, something like that. A year, I think he said a year or two later, the house still hasn't sold, and now they're asking for 450, and still nobody's buying it. So they done already lost damn near $250,000 on it. I mean, it probably was overpricing or whatever. It's down to 450. Nobody's buying it. So nobody's trying to get into new debt. Nobody's trying to buy no new houses. Nobody's messing with this housing market right now. The interest rates is way too high. So American economy is going to get hit. That's what happened in 2008 with the housing market crash. All the banks was all jacked up, all the loan defaults, and that's when Obama said, "Hey, the banks is too big to fail. We got to bail them out." And they start printing up money, giving them money. So same thing here. You see that's what price cuts hit record high. Everybody trying to sell their homes, trying to move and run up out of California, wherever else. They can't sell them because nobody's buying them. So they got to keep cutting the price and taking losses. Pending home sales, people are dropping out, canceling their deals because they ain't trying to do it, right? So that's what's going on with the housing market. Another economic deterioration of America. But they saying everything's fine. Don't worry. Happy Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Come on, isn't that what they promoting? No problem. Slow Biden says the inflation's working. His economic plan is working. Everything's going according to plan. Well, what's the plan? To destroy? Yeah, then it's working. They talking about inflation. Right? Oh, yeah, inflation's dropping. It's right where we want it. Look, inflation. What they say it is right now. Let's see. What is it today? Uh, I think they said it was a seven something. Hold on. Let's see if we can just get a regular. What is all this crap, man? Did you see that? Automatically trying to finance me something. I don't want no damn. Oh, that was some damn loan. Look like. Let's see if I can find something. I think it was at 7.7 or something like that. These are all mortgages. It's like yeah. I looked this up a week ago. I pulled it up easy. It pulled right up the numbers. Now it's like, damn. Anyway, it was at like 7.9% or something in uh November. And then after the primaries and all of that, they were talking about it was going down. It was at like 7.7. And they was like, look, see, it's going down. But it was at 7.7 like in February. So it's not like it's really gone down. It's like the example I made about the gas. Gas is 6.50 and then it goes down to $6 and everybody's like, "Oh, gas is finally going down." It's still $6. It's still unattainable, unaffordable. It's still outrageous. Don't try to make it seem like it's back down to 2% or it's back down to 3.50 or $4. That's essentially what they're doing. I can't find where I was looking for. Shalakia, y'all. But anyway, we're seeing what's really going on, right? You with U.S. economy at risk. Here's how a national rail strike is starting December. So they're also talking about another rail strike. They avoided one with a new deal, but now I think it's with particular operators, and it's another union that they got to deal with. So now they're talking about that the railroad strike could be hitting as early as next week. And one of the biggest users of the rail system for deliveries is UPS. So UPS could face uh, problems as well as other economic outlets that utilize the rail system, trains or whatnot to transport their goods. All them big tankers that they ain't coming in on the boats, they're utilizing trains to deliver them. So if the rail strike kicks in, there's going to be shortage of goods and services coming up. So they're talking about, I think they said by December 9th, um, is the deadline for the actual strike. And so far, they're nowhere near settling. I think they said 2 out of the 3 of the unions have already said no, we're striking. So it ain't even looking like there's a way to get out of it. I think they got between the 3rd and the 9th, something like that. But I know next week is when one of the deadlines hits, and then they got like a 7-day cooling off period to try to see if anything can happen within them 7 days. And if nothing happens, then it's a full blown strike. So I think the deadline is the 9th. The first date for them to try to come to a conclusion is like the 3rd or something like that. So see what happens with that. But that's just another thing that's going to be befalling this place. Look, and this is another thing. I just had to post this too. Elon Musk, he takes over Twitter, gives Kanye back his Twitter, right? He goes on there, says test, just seeing if my Twitter's reactivated. Next one, he says shalom and puts a happy face. They try to get him for that. They say Ye returns to Twitter with shalom post after previous restriction for anti-Semitic remarks, as if him saying peace in Hebrew is anti-Semitic now. Now he can't even say peace without saying, oh, you're being anti-Semitic. I mean, this is how far down the damn rabbit hole of folly and confusion and bizarro world madness that they're trying to do to try to frame. That's how they're going to come in. Why are you saying shalom? That's anti-Semitic. Why are you using our language? Well, it's not your language, you goddamn bastards. That's the vexing part. As you and I all know, and we all feel the same frustrations, man. I mean, would they condemn him for saying Buenos Dias? Bonjour? They damn sure wouldn't give a damn if he said Hotep. You dig what I'm saying? Like, there's no threat as long as you're moving in the safe space of what they want Jakes to believe in. Getting caught up in Egypt, that's not a threat. You can have Egypt, you can have all of that. Kemet, blah, blah, that's no threat. Esau don't give a damn about that. If he went on there and said Hotep, brothers and sisters, they wouldn't give a damn. If he went on there and said peace and black power, they wouldn't give a damn. But the fact that he said shalom, which is simply peace. Oh, look what he did. He's back on. He says shalom. He's back on spewing anti-Semitic hate. He's back teasing us. This is how ridiculous this thing has gotten, man. Unbelievable. This is how you know it's a complete targeting of this brother. And they trying to just smear the brother's whole name. And don't get me wrong, I'm not 100% Ye defender. I defend the truth. Because Kanye was sitting up talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas. He's not repentive. He ain't keeping these laws. He's not fully accepting of the responsibility of being a Semite and a Hebrew and an Israelite. He's still trying to tiptoe around. He's still talking about he's going to run for president in 2024. What is he talking about? You know damn well they're not finna let you do that, man. At all. They just got through condemning him for going to dinner with Donald Trump. I mean, he's still over there tugging on the coattails of White Zaddy, man. What is he gonna do? But the fact remains is that we have to look at the situation he's going through because we're really the target. They're just the poster, you know, him, Kyrie, they poster children for. Now, I would probably give Kyrie a little bit more credence to his faith journey and his understanding of the truth and responsibilities that come along with it. Kanye is all over the place. He knows the truth, but at the same time, he wants to blend in some Christianity. He wants to blend in his own ego. He wants to blend in, his business models into things. He wants to love everybody. Listen, he's going to have to take a stand, man, because otherwise they're going to keep whipping the hell out of him and beating him down and castrating him in front of the public until he just stands up and says, "The hell with it." You can't be talking about you got humbled because you kept talking about how much billions you got, and the Most High took it from you. Yeah, he did, and that's supposed to still make him turn around and repent. It's supposed to come back and make him say, "Okay, let me really evaluate where I'm at in my walk." But he ain't doing all of that, so he's got a long way to go as well. But this goes to show you too, man. You can't even say shalom without them talking crazy. But meanwhile, they're focusing on this. Some of y'all may have caught this, others may have not. This is some model. Bella Hadid deletes a post promoting Balenciaga after luxury fashion house apologized for bondage themed campaign featuring a child. So the predatory nature, the pedophile nature of the so-called white man and his billion-dollar, clothing industry, modeling industry, entertainment industry gets exposed again, and ain't nobody shutting them down. Ain't nobody running no deep dark investigations. Nobody trying to find out what's what, man. They still allowing the damn drag queens to teach the kids and read to them and bouncing them on their laps and letting them hang out in gay bars and going to parades where men and women are butt naked running around with BDSM outfits on and kids is out there being exposed to. All that is good to go. Ain't nobody standing. See, this man, good Lord. See, Psalm 94. Psalm 94, and let's read verse 16. It says, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?" So the Most High is looking for those that's willing to stand up and take a stand and say, "What the hell is going on here, man? You don't see this evil? You don't recognize this iniquity? You don't see these abominations? That's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Let's get right." As far as the Israelite community is concerned, blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, we got to call to arms and say, we got to get our act together. We got to change. We got to do things right. Iniquity and evil is all around us, and you're part of it. Get out of it. Most I say, who's willing to do that? And then you got a system that's set up that as soon as you do, you getting canceled. You getting told shut up. They've already said you crazy, that you in a cult, that you're in a hate group. They already got all of the defense systems lined up. But what? We got to continue mashing on these damn bastards, man, because they ain't gonna stop, man, until they got it all. They got no problem out here promoting this. Little white girl out here posing with the damn stuffed animal with leather and studded BDSM outfits on, that's promoting a famed um coveted clothing line, Balenciaga, former partners of Kanye. I mean, what was he involved in? What was he seeing over there? Now, granted, this is after he, left or got fired or whatever. But that's not even the whole. Check this out. The luxury fashion house apologized for a photo shoot with a child holding a teddy bear dressed in a BDSM outfit that outraged hundreds of people online. The 26-year-old supermodel took to Instagram to share snaps from a campaign for the globally renowned Spanish high fashion brand. Now, mind you, this dumb broad, she don't even recognize. No, she deletes it after the backlash. She went out there and promoted it. And you know who did a code? And I don't agree with the sister. She's a coon too. But Candace Owens, she did a little live and fired up Kim Kardashian. Fired her ass up and told her, "Look, if you stand on all these morals and principles, and you be quick to jump on online to condemn your husband and talk about he's crazy, you want to defend all." She apparently has something to do with Balenciaga or wears their clothes or endorses them somehow. She said, "Come out and condemn this. Show us really how much you care." I haven't seen or heard that yet, and I know she's seen it. I know Kim Kardashian, but she ain't coming out. We don't see no big heavy outrage from Hollywood or from none of these damn niggas that's out here wearing these clothes, burning Balenciaga sweaters and shoes like they was doing the Yeezys. They not doing that, are they? Where's the outrage at? So that's what I'm saying, man. This whole fake nigga outrage that be going on. Be quick to condemn their own, but when the white man does something, oh, just turn your head. I didn't see that, or there's got to be some reason why he did it. Let him address it. Quick to give excuse for him, man. So she went and promoted the page, promoted the damn thing. Was she acting like she didn't see what was going on? She didn't recognize what they were promoting on this? You that dumb? And then she says she then quickly deleted the gallery post. Why? Because people was pointing out saying, "What the hell is this? Why are you promoting this?" Blah 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 blah. Oh shoot! Let me delete it. I was hoping you guys were sleep and wasn't caring. That's when they overplay their hands and they think everybody's willing to accept all of their evil. And then when they realize, let me delete it. Oh, she deletes it. But was there any public was there any public apology? Was there anything that came out and said, "Oops, I'm sorry, I completely condemn this. I want to cancel my contract with Balenciaga. I'm done with it." Did we hear about any of that? Let's read. On Wednesday, Balenciaga appeared to be laying the blame on Italian photographer Gabriel Galimberti for the controversial campaign. So Balenciaga says, "Oh, that wasn't us. That was a photographer that we hired." So you trying to tell me that you don't have final approval of the pictures that go out? You don't go through and go through all of the pictures and say, yes, we want that one on the ad, this one on the ad. You trying to tell me he just had full autonomy to go and promote whatever he wanted of your brand? Give me a damn break. This is how stupid they think the people are. Scapegoating. Oh, we didn't take the pictures. He took the pictures. Yeah, but you gave the final approval. You're the ones who said, yeah, we're going to ride with that one. Those are great. Beautiful. Yeah. We picked this one, that one, this one, da. These are the ones we want in our ad. You trying to tell me they didn't do that? They didn't approve these pictures? That's why we say, man, white man speak with forked tongue, man. They so damn wicked. Look, perhaps even more bizarrely, a Twitter user discovered that one of the photos in the shoot contained an excerpt from a 2008 U.S. Supreme Court opinion in the United States versus Williams. That's why the internet is so undefeated, man. It's so cold. You can post something and you don't know who is watching, who got what technology, who can do what. Somebody on Twitter looked and found these papers hidden in the damn photograph. It wasn't this one, but I think they had a couple of different pictures of some kids with these damn teddy bears and BDSM outfits. But anyway, it says the ruling upheld part of a federal child pornography law, which Twitter's own fact checkers confirmed. So not only did the Twitter user go out there and put this out there, the Twitter fact checker said, before you go out there and say that, we need to fact check it. They said, hey, it's true. We can't stop the tweet from going out. They had paperwork on there upholding child porn, saying that was okay. And they subliminally put that in the picture, along with these kids holding up these damn BDSM dolls. The ruling determined that offering or requesting to transfer, sell, deliver, or trade child pornography did not violate the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, even if a person charged under the code did not, in fact, possess child pornography with which to trade. Balenciaga released a statement Tuesday apologizing for the photo shoot and seemingly suggesting that they would take legal action against Galimberti and anyone else involved. Oh, so all heads gonna roll because you hired a damn pedophile photographer and you approved their pictures and promoted it on your site and had your models and all of them promoting it. And then when people call foul, oh, delete the pictures and we're sorry, we're going to get to the bottom of this. Come on, man. It's America for you. And this is in cahoots with some Italians, Romans. Look at this. More on the financial front. More homeowners are using HELOCs as financial safety net. So home equity lines of credit were up 40% in the second quarter from a year earlier. Here's what homeowners should know before taking out HELOCs. So in other words, they're saying that there's a lot of people, because of the economy, People are taking out home equity lines of credit. So they're taking out the equity in their homes, they're transferring it into credit lines and using that to survive these tough times of inflation and um, interest rates and whatnot, right? So, but remember, these are credit lines, these are loans that got to get paid back. So let's just say you said, "Well, I got 50,000 of equity. I'm gonna, you may have $200,000 equity in your home. You say, well, I'm just gonna give 50,000 now. Open up this line of credit, you know, get my card out, and we're gonna live it up. We're gonna still act like we ain't get hit with this inflation. We're gonna act like we ain't affected. We going on trips. I might buy that new car. Oh, we should, the refrigerator stays stocked. And before you know it, that 50 racks is dwindling down fast. And the interest rate is 7.7%. So the payback is a mother effort. And people are defaulting on them. Look at it. High interest rates have drawn up the cost of borrowing money. More people are tapping into their equity in their homes. Americans took out 66 billion in home equity lines of credit or HELOCs in the second quarter, a 40% increase from a year ago and the largest amount in almost 3 years. So what's changed? Is it just the fact that people are, wanting their money earlier, or is it the fact that they need it? You understand that? That's why the illusion of what's going on in society. We don't know how people they said the credit card usages is up like never before. People are living off of the credit cards. They're taking out home equity loans, um, lines of credit, I should say. Everybody's robbing Peter to pay Paul to survive this thing, man. And just hoping for a better day. Maybe next year we'll get out of this thing. We can get back on track. Maybe. There's no maybes. This is what it is. Um, and this is how slow Biden is going to destroy so they can build back better. So 40% increase from just last year and the largest amount in 3 years. So since the vid began, right, 2019, it's up. These accounts which allow homeowners to borrow, that's the key, not just this day money, you borrowing against the value of the house are making a comeback as higher rates make it less favorable to refinance a mortgage. A HELOC works like a credit card, but since it's backed by your property, generally offers a much more favorable interest rate. The average HELOC rate is 7.7%, according to bankrate.com, compared to the average 19.04% APR on a credit card and 10.664% average on a personal loan. Owners get a credit line based on their home equity, but don't have to use all or even any of the available funds. But people are using them funds. They ain't just holding it for a rainy day. So again, it's pick your poison. Do I get a regular credit card? Do I use my credit card? I'm paying 19% interest on. Do I get a personal loan? I'm gonna pay 10% on, or do I just get the HELOC and pay 7.7? Either way, you're gonna pay interest like a Mickey Flicky, and trying to survive off of credit, man. It's crucial right now. Look at this. Black Friday online sales top 9 billion, a new record. So they make it sound like, look, people got money, everything's great. Really? Okay. Now, Black Friday online sales. So that's why I say online, because it ain't just calculating from yesterday. They've been starting it's been Black Friday for like 3 weeks now. So they've been calculating all the online sales, right? And now they topping it up, and you see a headline like this. So Slow Biden and them can say, well, what recession? What Fed interest rate hikes and inflation and all that. People is balling. They out there buying new record $9 billion in online sales, right? Look at this. Consumers spent a record 9.12 billion online shopping during Black Friday this year, according to Adobe. Overall online sales for Black Friday were up 2.3% year over year. Buy now, pay later payments increased by 78% with the past week beginning November 19th as consumers continue to grapple with high prices and inflation. Did you see that? They're buying now, paying later. They're financing. It's credit. You understand what I'm saying? They make it seem, oh, great, don't worry, because they're trying to get rid of this inventory. They try, they have these stores, man, that's got overstock, and they saying, well, what bare shelves? We got overstock. It's overstock because people ain't buying the stuff. I seen the I think I didn't play the video, but it's Edomite that talking about they was overwhelmed at a Dollar General store. They need help, and he made a TikTok video pleading for help to the executives, saying, they had crates of goods up and down the aisles. They had stuff outside. He's like, we got milk outside that's about to go bad. We can't get rid of this stuff. That's because people ain't buying the stuff. Now they got the overstock of stuff because people can't afford this crap. We were just looking at the cost for uh, Welch's and the other kosher grape juices for Passover. A gallon of grape juice is at $15 right now. 1 gallon. I think a pack of 6 was 70 something dollars for 6. So this is why we're planning our Passover stuff now. Look at this. Uh that was on Amazon. I think it was. I looked. Look at this. They ain't gonna play. Welch's 100% grape juice, red or grape, 64-ounce bottle, $33 at Walmart. Welch's 100% grape juice, pack of 2, $30. You see that? That's $15 a piece. And they saying, oh, everything's fine. Don't worry. Who remembers it being that much? Grape juice alone? Put a 7 in the chat. You seen that before. My sister always remembers, man. I didn't tell nobody wipe their feet, man. But you got to come on in and knock it off, y'all. You ain't hitting no like button. Don't let me audit. Don't let me audit the likes, man. Let me see what's going on. Especially now, man. Y'all know they didn't shut down the MOTC channel for the foreseeable future. But come on now. This is the only way we keep the algorithms going. We need that support. So if you ain't wiped your feet yet, wipe your feet. Come on in, wipe your feet. Let's not play them games, man. Help your brother out. All right. We out here struggling to try to keep our voices alive over here. And they constantly on our heads. So get with the program. You dig what I'm saying? All right. So yeah, so y'all see what's going on. You see the price. But here they are talking about, oh, everything's fine. 9 billion got spent over Black Friday. But failed to mention that it was buy now, pay later. 78% of them sales is people financing and credit, getting credit to buy the stuff up because they don't want to ruin their Christmas, don't want to ruin their holidays. So addicted to the idols, so addicted to the traditions that they're willing to put themselves in debt just to keep this folly, man. Matter of fact, most I told them, man, don't even do that. First of all, Obit first chapter. Where's that at? Oops, my bad. Uh, Look at this. Tobit, the first chapter. We're gonna read 10 and 11. It says, "As when we were carried away captives to Nineveh, all my brethren and those that were of my kindred did eat of the bread of the Gentiles." So everybody was selling out. Everybody was eating the bread of the Gentiles. They were taking part in the idols. They were taking part in the festivals. They were doing all of that. Remember, this is where Jonah went to. This is where the Christians get it all twisted up because they think Nineveh was heathens that Jonah was sent to give a reprieve to and an opportunity to repent to come worship the Most High. No, this was Israelites in captivity under the Assyrians in Nineveh. How do we know that? Verse 1. The book of the words of Tobit, son of Tobiel, the son of Ananiel, the son of Aduel, the son of Gabael, of the seed of Asael, all the else, of the tribe of Naphtali, who in the time of Enemeneser, meaning Shalmaneser, king of the Assyrians, was led captive out of Thiz, which is at the right hand of that city, which is called properly Naphtali in Galilee above Asher. Now, what did he say in verse 10? And when we were carried away captives to Nineveh, who's he talking about? All my brethren. So who was in Nineveh? It was the Israelites in captivity that Jonah was sent to teach to repent. Because what were they doing? Those that were of my kindred did eat of the bread of the Gentiles. But what did he do? But I kept myself from eating. So what should we be doing on Thanksgiving? If he said everybody else is out there eating the bread of the Gentiles and taking part of these damn heathen customs and eating after the massacre and the murder of our people and celebrating genocide, I'm not going to eat that. I'm cool. It ain't about, well, you know what? I didn't go on Thursday, but I'm going over to grandmama's house to go get me the plate on Friday. You still just as guilty. Talking about the leftovers is best on the next day anyway. What the hell are you talking about? No, you don't eat it at all. Period. Oh, I'm gonna go over before they start eating. I'm gonna just go on over there, man, and get me a plate before they sit down and eat together. I ain't doing that. I just wanted to get a plate and left. No. Well, I'm just gonna go watch the football game and hang out and sip a drink. No. No, no, no. We abstain altogether. Because what did our forefather do? He said, but I kept myself from eating. Why? Because I remembered the Most High with all my heart. That's what it boils down to, man. Who do you serve? You want to serve your belly? You want to serve the Most High? So don't get caught up in that foolishness. And I'm talking to those who may need to hear this. I'm not talking to those who understand and know. All right. So we see what's going on with the illusion of Black Friday sales. People's out here financing and buy now, pay later programs, running up credit, doing all kind of madness just to keep these damn Folly Days alive. Let's move on. Look at this. Mississippi-based furniture company lays off 2,700 workers. Oh, but everything's fine. Everything's going good, right? This is damn near the whole company. And he sent it via email. 2,700 workers, man, work for this furniture company now out of work in little old Tupelo, Mississippi. I mean, how big is the population of Tupelo, Mississippi? I mean, how many employment opportunities are there? I'm wondering. A Mississippi-based company that had become one of the largest furniture businesses in the country. Did you hear that? One of the largest furniture businesses in the country has laid off nearly its entire workforce. I told y'all back in the summer, layoffs was coming. 50% of the jobs is going to be laying off in the next 6 to 9 months. It's here. You see the tech industry, they already got a head start. They already going. Now they're going down to the manual laborers. Amazon, all of them. Remember, they got the robots working. They trying to, slide them up in there now. So there you go. Approximately 2,700 workers, most of whom live in Northeast Mississippi, lost their jobs Monday, according to the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. Just days before the Thanksgiving holiday, United Furniture Industries sent a memo via email and text to workers late Monday night, informing them not to report to their shifts on Tuesday. A second email informed their workers their, quote, layoff from the company is expected to be permanent, and all benefits will be terminated immediately without provision of COBRA, referring to the federal law that gives people who lose their jobs an option to keep their employer-sponsored health insurance coverage under some circumstances. Yeah. So not only are they going to lose their health benefits, they losing their paychecks, they all out. And this is one of the biggest furniture companies in the country. Why is the furniture prices down? Ain't nobody buying furniture. Those new homes that we just got to reading, prices are down. Deals are getting rescinded and taken off the table. Nobody's moving. Nobody's upgrading. And they looked at the projectable future and said, well, maybe we can get up out this hole. Maybe we can keep everybody, man. 2023, things going to turn around. They said, no, no, no. We ain't getting out this hole. We got to let everybody go. Cut their benefits and everything. Can't even bring everybody there to tell them face to face what's going on. They said, man, send an email, send a text, and the hell with it. That's where we at. Crypto brokerage Genesis has said to warn of bankruptcy without funding. So another crypto-based brokerage firm ready to hit bankruptcy as the crypto empire is starting to collapse continually, right? But oh no, they got the talking heads still on there. Oh, there's money out there. Buy the dip. We get this. Don't worry. It's because them Negroes, and them damn heathen got their money jammed up in there. They don't want it to fall. So the more suckers that they get out there to go join in on the fray with them, the more their money can stay alive. Somebody sent me a video. It was who was it? I can't remember. But it was like 3 or 4. It was an Edomite, and he was calling out these other 3 or 4 famous YouTubers and Instagram personalities who were promoting FTX and all of that, and they was all coming back apologizing. I'm sorry. And they all had that, like the same. The dude played the video, the way he played, all they apologies. It was all, basically saying the same script. I'm sorry. I would have never, had you guys invest in this if I had known. I'm not perfect. I'm trying to, all this BS. But there's a lot of sharks out there, that's out there taking advantage of the naive nature of people and the desperation of people wanting to make a quick buck. So this guy pops up over here. Yeah, I'm gonna show you how to make money in the game while everything's looking down. I don't see it that way. I'm gonna show you how I'm making money right now in this economy. They're saying it is down. Don't believe that because I'm making money. Here, $100. Come to my seminar, my online seminar. All it is $500, and I'll teach you all my secrets. And some down on his luck, scrub is saying, "Damn, I got $1,000 left to my name. I'm gonna pay you this $500 to go get the secrets to make triple that. I'm in." He goes over there, man, spends money on his little quote unquote online seminar. You left up out of there, don't know what the hell to do. You done lost $500. Now you got to invest. Where you investing with? Oh, you still got $500 left? Okay. I'm gonna take $250 of that and start building. $250 ain't gonna get you jack squat. Oops, now you're out. And they out here capitalizing off of thousands of people doing that. So imagine if you got 1,000 people that's willing to pay $500 for my secret seminars on how to get money, and there's 1,000 people say, I just done made 500,000. That easy. That's how these guys is out there doing, hustling, man. The charlatans online. And I'm not saying all of them, and I'm not dropping no names because I don't know names per se. I just know the spirit tells me who's out here doing what and who's not. You dig what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people, even our own damn people, man, that just got so much faith in this great whore. They don't want her to collapse, man. They want to keep her heels on. They want to make sure that she don't break her heel when she walking. They want to prop her up. You just gotta let this hoe fall to the ground, man, and get her knees even dirtier and bust her upside the head and say, look, no, you over with. So that the kingdom of Christ can be raised up. That's the bottom line. All right. So we see encrypted brokers, Genesis is down. They're getting ready to file bankruptcy. This is after the FTX collapse and everything else. Right. China thought to be stockpiling gold to cut greenback dependence. So China is trying to find another outlet to establish itself currency wise, breaking away from the dollar. The dollar is a reserve currency for the world. China, along with Russia, Brazil, South Africa, they're all trying to create a new economy. We've talked about it before, but it has to be backed by something valuable, and they're choosing gold. That's how America used to be ran pre the Great Depression. The commodities, everything was backed by gold, something solid, something you could hold, something that's yours, something that has value and has continued value. We read about silver and gold all the way back in the scriptures. We ain't read about paper. We ain't read about digi coins. All things that we've seen be counterfeited, be swiped and stolen, disappeared overnight. You dig what I'm saying? Hacked into. So China's going back to old school hardware with the gold, right? So I'm not telling you what to do, but it might be a little wise to have something that you can bite on that's got some substance to it that you can hold on to. Now, like gold ain't the cheapest. I mean, I think gold is probably about 1,700 an ounce, but you still got silver. Silver is still out there. Silver still, a valuable asset to have as well. Just to have a little something as a backup. Things don't go right. There was a what movie was I just watching the other day? Dang, it was shoot. I can't recall what it was, but it was some little end of the world type thing that was going on. Oh, Moonfall, Moonfall with Halle Berry. I don't know if anybody's seen that. It's some BS. They was trying to go one way and then they went off. They went off. I don't know if anybody's seen that movie. Moonfall. Anybody seen that before I continue on? Put a 7 in chat. Have you seen Moonfall? Because I don't want to spoil it. Anyway, it don't matter. There was, the moon was breaking up. It was getting closer to the atmosphere of America, or the world, I should say. And okay, Kohath. Okay, I'm not tripping. Yeah, it was okay. Mocha Bliss, y'all seen it? You know it was trash. Anyway, but there was one scene where things is going all out of control, and some guys was out there hoarding some stuff out the store, and one of the dudes came out with all kind of money in his hand. He said, "Look what I found." And the dude that he was talking to, he said, "Man, what you gonna do with that? Wipe your butt? Like nobody's using that's paper. Like this, no value at that point." That was the point that to be made is that eventually, that's why Esau's trying to get to a paperless, uh, cashless society and all of that is because of the fact that at the end of the day, it is just paper. It really has no value until it gets digitized and put into a quote unquote account. You know what I'm saying? So right now it's accepted as exchange currency when you're going to and from the stores. But even in some places, they be looking at you crazy if you got cash. So, China's going to gold. They trying to get some more gold. And they stockpiling it like crazy. So my antennas go up and say, why do Russia's hoarding gold, China's hoarding gold, America's constantly trying to run over to Africa, trying to hoard the resources, trying to get the gold, trying to get oil. These other assets are the real prize. The paper that's floating around, these niggas is running around here holding to their ears and running up and down their arms and flashing, making money fans and all that. You might as well pull out a box of Monopoly money and do that. That's where this whole thing is going. Let's move on. Look, slow Biden overturns the Trump rule and tells 401k investors to prioritize green investments over profit. Do you hear this bastard? If you talk about a totalitarian or whatever they call it, like a monotheistic ruler, where he's telling everybody, he's telling 401k investors and overturn the Trump rule saying that they wouldn't do that. As soon as he gets in, he's telling people to hedge your bets on your 401k investments into green energy projects. And even though you ain't gonna make no money from it, prioritize your investments in green over your profits. I thought the whole point of having a 401k investment is to make a profit so that you can retire and not work no more. This bastard's talking about I'm overturning that rule. I'm going to start making 401k investors invest in green investments, even though it's going to cut their profits. You're not going to make no money from them, but because we got a green agenda, We need money and funding. 401k investors, you start investing in this project, this agenda over your own retirement. Can you imagine? Slow Biden overturns Trump rule and tells 401k investors to prioritize green investments over profit, despite plans already losing $34,000 on average this year. So he's telling you throw your money down the toilet to try to sustain his Green New Deal. Employers will now be able to invest pension money in green industries. See, and that's one of the things that you got to be careful of for those who got 401ks. Some of us just let the company do their own investments. So you may have a, an investment group that makes all your investments for you. You got to watch them because they may switch up your investments and start investing in this crap where you're going to be losing money, all funding this government green deal program. And before you know it, you ain't got jack squat to show for it because they done switched up your investments. So, if you got an investment, you got a 401k, you got to go back and double check and see what's going on. Because Slow Biden is telling the employers, hey, start switching up these investments into these green industries. Stop worrying about profit and worry about saving the planet. ESG investing considers the environmental and social impacts of investments. The change undoes a rule imposed under Trump requiring prioritization of profit. The new rule brought out by Biden will come into effect in 60 days. So Trump says, no, we're not doing that. Everybody's got a 401k should be profiting. They should be trying to create profit so that they can retire. Slow Biden says, hell no, we want slaves forever. But the Negro who's out there running around talking about waving a Democratic flag and can't wait to go support him and Kamala Harris and the rest of the damn goofballs don't understand a thing of what they signing up for, man, at all. This is what we talked about earlier. Protests at Apple's main iPhone plant. They're going crazy over there. Just to, they're over there imposing all kind of damn lockdowns on the people over there. Tough restrictions because of the outbreak going on over there. But they want them phones made. They want them phones made, man. Now, look at this. Y'all can read it. I don't know what this platform that I'm using would do. But this is facts. This came up from the Washington Post. And I had to use a India TV site because Washington Post wanted me to pay for the article. I'm not paying for it. I'm going to find another way to get the truth. Anyway, vaccinated people now make up the majority of the DVOG deaths in the U.S. Any surprises? Isn't that interesting? People now, the death rate of the poked has exceeded those who said nope. Imagine that. In a startling revelation. Oh, it's startling, huh? Not if you knew what you was talking about. Not if you feared the Lord. Not if you coveted your temple and your body. Not if you wasn't going along with the program and you smelt and spotted the BS a mile away, or you wouldn't be startled. In a startling revelation, the Washington Post analysis has found that more poked up people are now dying of the DVOG disease. And 58% of the C virus deaths in August in the US were, quote, people who were vaccinated or boosted. Wow. Wow. Look at that. And we ain't even talking about the side effects. We ain't even talking about the people who's had blood clots, heart issues, strokes. All that's a whole nother category of death. For the first time since the beginning of the pandemic in early 2020, a majority of Americans are dying from the DVOG were at least partially jabbed up, according to a new analysis of the federal and state data. This again is from the Washington Post, YouTube. This is not me saying this. I'm reading from the Washington Post via India TV's article. So don't try it. That's my disclaimer. In September 2021, vaccinated people made up just 23% of the fatalities. In January and February this year, it was up 42%. It almost doubled. It almost doubled in less than a year. September to January, that's what, 4 months? 5 months? You understand that? In 5 months, the death rate doubled from people that got that thing in their arm. The death among vaccinated people is increasing due to the waning efficacy of these treatments. Waning efficacy. And increasingly contagious strains of the virus being spread to elderly and immune compromised people among those who have taken at least one of the doses. Can we read? Quote, we can no longer say this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Hello? Remember that was like the big slogan the White House was using, the WHO was using, the CDC was using, the average Negro on the street that was running around scared with his mask on, saying, what? You didn't get it? This is a pandemic of you. You're the fault. Remember that? Your family telling you crazy, you should have got it. Why didn't you do it? And meanwhile, they constantly saying that, sniffling and coughing in your face. And you saying, what, you got it? What's wrong? You okay? You need some tissue? Hey, stay away from me. You dig what I'm saying? These are the same people that's running around here now saying, damn, I wish I didn't do that. You was right. Or making excuses. Oh, no, it's not because of that. It's my allergies. Oh, it's not because of that. It's because, somebody else at work got me sick. Hey, but you got the whole program in your body, don't you? You should be good, right? What happened? No. And now we seeing bodies dropping. And no longer can it be stated that it's a pandemic of the unjabbed. Said Kaiser Family Foundation Vice President Cynthia Cox, who conducted the analysis on behalf of the Washington Post. Redemption is so sweet, ain't it, y'all? Ain't it? It's good to be right sometimes. Unfortunately, some of our family and friends fell victim to this. But that's what happens. You stay close to the Lord, you follow the laws, you utilize wisdom, you don't trust your enemy, you do the things that the Most High finds right. You find yourself being okay. Right? But all praises. But here we go. Look at there's the percentages. Right? The blue is the ones who got it, who got poked up. The red is who didn't. And these are the deaths. Right? Now things have been exceeded. They were saying back in September 2021, 77% of the deaths were people who didn't follow along with the protocol. And look how quick it changed in less than a year. Wow. Oh, look at this. The next one may be more dangerous. The next one. There's always one waiting in the cut. And it's making its rounds. It's making its rounds. Like I said, ironically, after Boston University popped out and said they created their own in the lab. And it's dangerous. Ironically, after that, all of a sudden, there's new things popping out. Ironically, after the CDC and WHO said, get your flu shot and get your boost. I mean, you're mixing this cocktail up where one, they self-admittedly are giving you the flu so that your immune system can fight it off. And then the other one saying, we're giving you antibodies to help fight off the thing. Essentially, they open, you are being given something. And then they got another one that's coming right behind it. No wonder, they got these damn strains popping out. People is mixing up the cocktails, man, taking both. Scared because White Zaddy said, do this or else. And now look what they did. So, for time's sake, you can see it. The next one's gonna be more dangerous. They're saying this is up from a study out of South Africa. And look at this, Frankenstein Fauci in his farewell speech. Because he resigned this year at the end, I think December. He's finally gonna be off the scene. The damage is done. Job well done. He can go off and sail into the sunset. And then here she go. Here she go. Karine Jean-Pierre, your favorite coon, Niglet and Mines, with the bee's nest head, hair, wig, whatever, coming to his defense. This is a scene from a video. I was gonna play the interview, the little interview, but I don't have time, right? But Fauci was going on there talking about how he was stepping down, and this is his last words. Fauci's farewell goes off the rails. White House shuts down reporters asking Biden's retiring advisor about the DVOC origins, as he suggests Americans to get tested and boosted before Thanksgiving. That's his final words. After we just seen this, his final words is, don't pay attention to that. Go out there and get poked in the arm. So after he said all of that, right, there was an African reporter that was saying, "Hey, what about the origins? Before you leave, we want some questions answered." This little stank broad, she jump up and say, "No, we're not doing that. We're not going. I'm not calling on anybody who's yelling." Meanwhile, the whole audience of reporters are all yelling. You know how it goes. When open questions are, the reporters are the same. Oh, such and such, such and such, such and such. Everybody's doing the same thing. She points out this African reporter, this brother. I'm not calling on you. You're being rude to your colleagues and to our guests. Again, everybody is yelling, trying to get their question answered. His question was the most valid, asking about the origins. She shuts him down. Somebody else, another one's trying to ask the same question. She's telling them, we're not doing this here. We're not going to do that. I'm not calling on anybody yelling. That's rude. It's disrespectful. And She knows she got real niggerish. And this is the look that you see on these heathens behind her. Look at him. He's looking like, yeah, do my bidding, bed wench. You go out there and you condemn and shut down your own. This one over here, he looking like, and let her sit out there and wave that black hand, that nigga, mad black woman, trying to tell somebody what to do. If anybody's seen it, you see her out there again defending the damn white man, as she normally does. She's disgusting too, right? But she went and jumped out the box, man. But Fauci's last words is go get tested and go get boosted. Even though we're seeing so much negativity going on surrounding that whole thing, he still says, don't listen to that. Full steam ahead. U.S. is facing shortages of children's antibiotics and flu drugs amid the triple-demic. So we talked about the shortages of antibiotics. Now the flu drugs is coming up short, and even Tylenol is coming up short. We're going to see that in a second. So all of a sudden, all of these, methods to, help these sicknesses all disappearing, and your only option is to do what? Get boosted. Oh, yeah. You see how they playing? Getting rid of all the other things that's supposed to help, and they saying, no, this is your only thing. See? America facing a shortage of 4 key medications used for common illnesses in children as virus season comes back in full force. Look at that. Officials have declared a shortage of the first line of antibiotics, amoxicillin and augmentin, which are used to treat bacterial infections, Tamiflu, the most common flu medication in the U.S., and albuterol, an inhaler for asthma and to open airways in the lungs, are also in short supply, according to the American Society of Health System Pharmacists. Right now, we're having severe shortages of medication. There's no Tamiflu for children. There's barely any Tamiflu for adults. And this is a brand name and generic. Renee Kraft, a relief pharmacist in Oklahoma City, told CNN. So look at that. As far as antibiotics go, there's not a whole lot, she added. So now they're even shutting down the remedies that you can get over the counter or from your, doctor prescribed. They're only going to say only thing you can get is just poking your arm. That's what it sounds like to me. All these shortages all of a sudden now. Look at that. Look, see, now pharmacists are running out of children's Tylenol after crippling antibiotic shortage as post, uh, you know what, blizzard of viruses sweep through the U.S. U.S. kids. Look at that. Flu's running around, the new strains are running around, and all of a sudden, all the medicines is disappearing. There wasn't no shortage when things was really going down 2 years ago, was it? How come all of a sudden now, when Slow Biden said we're past the pandemic, we defeated it, not where is that at? How come there's no medicines no more? Alternatives, that is. See, look at this RoboCop. Plan to let creepy U.S. police robots kill suspects revealed in a new controversial police draft. So, truth is stranger than fiction, man. When you see RoboCop, Terminator, Mother, all these other movies, what's the name of that other movie they had? Eagle Eye, where AI and robots and all the other stuff become an arm of the government. Somehow they get overtaken, turn against their creators. You know, this is something out of damn science fiction book, man. I mean, even though this is remote control, it's not AI, it's not, it's remote control, but at the same time, it's going into that realm to where now they're creating a policy draft that they want to be able to use robots and drones to kill. Waiting from San Francisco. Its approval will determine the future of police robots in the city of San Francisco. The police has met resistance due to its language, which makes it clear that police officers can use robots and military level tech with deadly force on certain occasions. Robots will only be used as a deadly force option when risk of life to members of the public or officers are imminent and outweigh any other force option available to the San Francisco Police Department. Looking down here, it says robots shall not be used as a use of force against any person. Read the first draft of the policy. It said robots shall not be used as a use of force against any person. They took that out. It says this wasn't approved by the police, who returned the draft with the section scratched out in red. So they said, and they replaced it saying there could be scenarios where deployment of lethal force was the only option. So, they're getting ready to get robots out there, man, to slay, kill, and destroy Jakes, if need be, as they say. Look at this. Washington Post reporter slams the White House for lying about Naomi Biden's private no press wedding when in fact the photo shoot features on a Vogue cover. This is just a report that who gives a damn about Slow Biden's wife getting married? But the fact is that the White House again got caught lying about issues that go on with their family. So bottom line was they told the press and everybody it was a private wedding, no press was going to be allowed, no pictures, blah blah blah. But they managed to let Vogue come in to get a cover shoot so they can go on some fashion magazine, so they can get out there and exalted to try to be some damn, royal figures that got married or whatnot. So they allowed Vogue in, but other press wasn't allowed. So the press was like, wait a minute. You said no press. No, Vogue is a press magazine. Why you let them in? And guess who was out there to speak on behalf of the family? Yep, you guessed it. Aunt Jemima, Karine, Jean Pierre. She's the one that got to go out there again and speak and cover up for the damn lying Biden family again. She got to go out there and lie for them again. I mean, that witch is ridiculous, man. She has no damn moral bone in her body, man. None. She is willing to do anything to keep her black face on that damn TV screen. Lying and covering up for these damn white folks all the damn time. She goes out there and says that, well, everybody wanted to be part of it. We know it's a beautiful occasion, and everybody loved it, and da 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 da. But the family, this was their decision. They wanted it private, and they said, well, private, but Vogue was there. What are we talking about? Oh, again, we know everyone. We know you guys want to be there and celebrate. This is a great and joyous occasion, and celebrating love. And I mean, it's just disgusting the way she was coming up with all kind of damn uh filibuster and lies to keep cover up for this foolishness, man. Here's one of the reporters, Ashley Parkers. This is her tweet. To be clear, not all lies are created equal, and the magnitude, frequency, and audacity is certainly different. So she's acknowledging, Esau be lying, right? But she says not all of them are created equal, but she says the magnitude of the lies, the frequency, and the audacity of these lies is different. It says, but the Biden White House, for example, has also waved us off correct reporting about Biden's Scottish pick, which is the Supreme Court of the United States. So it says Biden also waved off the reporting about his Supreme Court pick, his Egypt trip, and his attendees in private meetings. So she's calling out the multiple times the House of Slow Biden has lied publicly to the press. Here's another tweet. She said, I spent 4 years covering the Trump White House and 2 years covering the Biden White House. What's fascinating is that they both lie, albeit in very different ways. Trump team was shameless, whereas Biden team is too cute by half. See, that's why I say I would rather listen to Trump, because at least you know what you're getting with him. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't. They both devils. And that's all she just got through confirming. She said, what's fascinating, they both lie, but different ways. He said, Trump is shameless. Trump is just going to come out and just tell you some bullshit. Biden is going to act too cute and try to cover it up and laugh and, try to make it entertaining and rub on some little kids and reporters and all of that, But there you have it. This is why you can't trust your enemy. Now look at this. Ohio man wins $45 million in a lawsuit after being wrongfully in prison for 20 years. This came out November 22nd. You see him. There you go right there, right? Wrongful conviction. He got locked up. I think they had him for rape and kidnapping. He gets out. $45 million for him. Justice is served. How about this? You tell me that there's no white privilege. Wrongly convicted black man who spent 24 years in prison wins $10.5 million. See the difference? 45 million for 20 years, 10 million for 24 years. Brother spent 4 more years wrongly convicted in prison in New York and got a third, damn it, what? 45 million, he got 10.5 million. Esau got $30 million more than him and did 4 less years than his brother. And we get treated fairly here in America. I mean, I defy any of these damn jakes that's out here, these black and Latinos that run around here waving their American flags, in love with America and the great whore, to say that this place is fair and equitable. 45 million for 20, 10 million for 24. How does that equate, man? And to close out, look at this. Bayan, the water for sending this to me, but this is also going to make my head explode. Antioch mayor apologizes to a Chinese American Navy veteran for discrimination 82 friggin' years ago. And they got to make the nigga go and apologize. He ain't had nothing to do with it. It wasn't no black restaurant. It wasn't nothing. But because he's the said mayor of Antioch, which is up in the Bay, they make him go and apologize for the deeds of the so-called white man. For 82 years ago, the damn Chinese man got discriminated against. He said the Edomites in the restaurant refused to serve them and they left. 82 years ago, they managed to track this man down after he served in the army and gave him a plaque and an apology and the brother said, I'm sorry that this happened in my city. The Negro wasn't even around 82 years ago. His mama and his grandmama probably wasn't even around then. He got to come up and apologize to this damn Moabite for something that a damn Edomite restaurant did. Does that make any friggin' sense? This is what I'm saying when our people be sitting over here bending over backwards, man, to please their damn white zaddy, man, and going through this foolishness. I mean, this is unbelievable. 82 years ago, our people can't get apologize, a legitimate apology for Black Wall Street, for the Natchez, Mississippi, the Devil's Punch Bowl. We can't give valid apologies for all of the damn destruction that they did in all of our communities. I mean, the list goes on and on. There was more than Black Wall Street. There was about like 5 different damn cities that was affluent black communities that got destroyed by the so-called white man that I know of. There probably was more. I mean, give me a damn break. 82 years ago, some Edomites refused to serve this cat, and they come up and say, we're sorry. First thing Slow Biden does when he gets in the office, anti-Asian hate bill. We got to make sure that they taken care of. I don't know. Did anybody see Till? Anybody seen Till? That movie? They did the movie about Emmett Till. Because I haven't seen it yet. But I mean that thing barely got a promotion. You understand? But here they are, and they want to talk about it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. So, this how the game goes for Israel, man. This how the game goes for our people, man. Episode 167 come to a completion. And guess what? Because I love my people so much. Because I got to serve the Most High. I'm going to be back. Give me about an hour and some change. I'm going to be back with another lesson. 3 p.m. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High, Yahweh Shai. What I miss in the comments, man? Yeah, Al-Dai got Al-Dai's on fire. Look at him. Karatazan in the house. Hey, shalom, Mike. I'm just asking Mama Bear, man, what's up with you? Not too long ago. Says you've been grinding out there, man. Hopefully you well, bro. There's a lot been happening in the what's the name? I've been missing it. But yeah, all praises, man. Yeah, Al-Dai, you already know. All of that's a whole concoction, man, to get our people put to death. That's how they lining us up, man. But yeah, you already know what time it is, y'all. All right, I'm gonna get on out of here. Man. Lord willing, man. I see y'all back in about an hour and 15 minutes or so, and we'll get to it, man. We're gonna get into that information. We want to show and prove, man, who the 10 tribes of Israel, the Native Americans, and indigenous tribes, South Central America. Let's prove that they Israel, man, so that we can stand on real information in regards to this folly day that just passed. Our people toasting and eating and being gluttonous, following the deaths and the massacring of our people. Sometimes our people ain't put 2 and 2 together, man, to really show and prove that they are Israel. Those are our people, right? So we're gonna do that later. All right, so y'all be well. Most High willing, man. See y'all in a little bit. I'll see y'all in the near future. Okay. With that being said, fear the Most High, keep the commandments, man. Make sure you double back. If you didn't wipe your feet before you came up in here, man, shame on you. Shame on you. Get to it. Don't forget the Mind Well Instructed book, the website where you can buy and order your copy is in the description. Go check it out because otherwise it's sold out everywhere else, man. So that's a good thing, but also a bad thing because people is clamoring for it. People want it, but can't find it. But the link is in the description if you need to get your copy. All right. Help support Israel. Help support your own knowledge and wisdom, understanding, and growth in the truth. All right. So with that, I'll see y'all in a little bit. Shalom.